Hey guys, today I wanted to talk about the fact that for the last few years, I have started to avoid people. And despite the world saying that you need to get out more and all that stuff, I just wanted to talk about how much better my life has been since I decided that I'm now going to live my life for me, not for other people, but for me. And there were so many times in my life that I was giving so much more to other people than they were ever giving back to me. It was like I cared and I would put forth so much effort and they didn't care and they didn't put forth effort. And I just got tired of that, really. And I was doing a lot of social things because that's what I thought I was supposed to do. And I didn't enjoy those things. But because I thought I was supposed to get out there and I thought I was supposed to be social, I would do them anyway. And when I got home, I would feel emotionally drained by the people that I'd been around. And I just got tired of it and I stopped doing that. And what I started doing was I started to protect my peace. I started to protect my preferences. I started to live life in my way. And now, if I'm feeling like I don't want to go somewhere, if I feel like I'm mentally drained, if I feel like I need to stay in and recharge, I just say no to those people. And I no longer feel any need to explain myself. I just say no. Basically, what I'm saying is, I just don't care what others think anymore. I stopped performing for people. I stopped trying to get people's approval. And I stopped trying to get the world's approval. And I think that the big thing that I want to put forth in this video is I stopped feeling guilty for doing that. I stopped feeling guilty for being the real me. And that was such a huge turning point in my life because as an introvert, I grew up carrying basically a lot of guilt for being how I naturally was. And I think that a lot of introverts face this for their whole lives. People are trying to change them. People are telling them, you need to be more like this. You need to be more like your brother if they're extroverted. You need to get out more and do different things and be social, like there's something wrong with you. And I think the guilt also comes from TV. TV has, advertisements and it shows people doing social things and it puts it out there that in order to be a cool person or an accepted person, you need to do these things. You need to like these certain things. Also, social media. Social media makes this constant stimulation, everybody taking selfies with friends behind them. All of those things, it makes that seem like that's the proper way to live and that it's wrong to be an introverted person. But I finally figured out what I enjoy. I enjoy a simple life that a lot of people would probably call boring, but that's what I want. That's what I enjoy. I enjoy being at home alone. And it doesn't take a lot to entertain me. I can play video games or I can listen to a podcast. I can sit on my old comfortable couch and just drink coffee. These are the things that make me happy, and that's how I want to use my free time. And there's a great quote by Marcus Aurelius, Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, and it says, "Remember that very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all in yourself, in your way of thinking." And that's such an eye-opening thing when you figure out that you know what you like. You don't need other people out there to tell you what you like. And if you don't like having a lot of people in your life, if you don't need a lot of people around in order to be happy, then that's fine. And there's nothing wrong with that, despite what everybody in your past may have told you. And we all know, I know you know as well, that not everybody out there is good for our energy as introverts. There are lots of toxic people out there. And even if they're not toxic, I think that out there in the world now, there's so many people that are distracted, they're self-focused, they're basically emotionally unavailable. They can't talk about their emotions at all. They can't have deep conversations. That's just not something that I want in my life, because social interactions drain me as an introvert. So I have to be very selective about who I give my energy to. And what I started doing a few years ago is I started choosing deep thinkers. I started choosing people who care. In other words, care the same amount that I do. People that are considerate. People that are emotionally safe. And when I say that, I mean they're not going to make fun of me for the way I live, or they're not going to try and make me feel bad about things. In other words, I started only using energy on people who get me. And it is very true that those people are extremely rare. But that's who we should hold out for, because other people, they just don't fit us. It's not going to work. And I try to be respectful to everyone out there. I try to be polite. I try to give everybody an equal chance. But if those people aren't respectful to me back, then I'm done with them now. I just basically push that out of my mind, and it's on to the next person. And if someone can only talk about shallow topics, like they can never go into a deep conversation, then I'm not going to use my energy on them. And since I've done that, since I've stopped giving my energy to the wrong people, I've got to tell you that my life is so much more peaceful. I have so much less anxiety, and I really have a lot more confidence. It sounds weird that you would get confidence by staying in, but I have a lot more confidence because I'm not betraying who I really am just to try to fit in. Because before, I was almost admitting to myself that I wasn't good enough, and I had to change my personality into being more extroverted. And you're basically telling yourself, I'm not good enough the way I am naturally as an introvert. And that's just not true. And I think that when we accept who we are as introverted people, that we like to recharge at home, that the simple things in life are what we really like, and then we only interact with people who allow us to be ourselves, our life gets way, way better. And that, I guess, is why I do not regret avoiding people these days. Anyway, I hope this video helped you. I appreciate you guys. I love you. And if the video did help you, please consider subscribing and joining the Introvert Circle. And if you'd like to hear my thoughts on how people out there have, well, kind of changed, and maybe not always for the better, then watch this video next.